Hey guys, VinTheHuman here. I just want to apologize before the show gets started. Later in the show, you're going to hear me talking about our upload dates being on Mondays, and this is coming out late on a Tuesday. It's 9:25 right now, and I just finished editing, and I'm about to start uploading and everything. So I apologize for that, but I started a new job, which we're also going to talk about. Enjoy the show.
You know what really pisses me off about, and because I'm recording now and I don't know what I'm going to use, I'm not going to say her name now. But my ex, we used to have that house on Logan by the graveyard.
Yeah.
You remember that one? That one,
Yeah, dude, that was a pretty nice house.
Great fucking house. It had
the
that
basement was creepy as fuck.
Yo, yeah, like, ooh, I think I've been in there a whole 3 times the entire time I lived there. I didn't want to go in.
Was creepy.
And it had the
as
really
fuck.
cool diner kitchen.
Yeah.
With the red and black and the fucking tiles and all that shit. But there, I don't know if I ever took you into the garage. The garage was big as shit. But there was a room that led into the garage. And that room was a fucking bar. Like, it had the hang down, like
wine
light
glass
thing.
holders?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember if it had wine glass holders on the hang down thing. But it had one of those, like, lights. Yeah, hang down over top of the bar. Well, almost the same size as the bar. You ever seen that in the bar before?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then it had the actual bar set up, and I know it had, like, space behind the bar and shit. I'm gonna pick now to go into the podcast. Guys, welcome to Serious Shit, where we seriously don't really talk about shit.
Yeah, we call it serious shit, like, it's like, yeah, we're gonna get, like, real deep into some meaningful No,
it might come up every now and again.
Sometimes, but it's mostly just us bullshitting.
Yeah, it didn't really happen
with
last
the
time.
microphone.
I think the high school conversation on the last episode was about as deep as it got. But all right, real quick, I've said this about 4,000 times tonight because tonight we did Suge Nights Live, and I was trying to keep this information fresh for anyone who came in and checked our shit out. But anyways, you can like us on Facebook at Sort of My Comics or Sort of My Brand, like Sort of My Podcast on Twitter or Instagram. Like I said, we were doing Suge Nights Live. That is Sort of Us Gaming Live.
Kind of throwing Vinny into this. I am actually going to start broadcasting on our Twitch stream.
Yeah, himself
fairly regularly.
This is actually new info. I think you've mentioned it before. But
yeah, I'm going to start doing that with some of my gaming, trying to get back into the Twitchverse,
the Twitchverse,
which is one of the lesser known Earths of the multiverse.
You can find us on Twitch at Sort of Us Gaming. Yeah, you got to be listening to this somewhere, whether it's SoundCloud, iTunes, Podcast Addict. It doesn't matter. Follow us on there. As always, with anything we do, comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about this podcast, about Commoner's Commentary, Sort of My Podcast, any of the videos on the Sort of My Brand YouTube. Edible Obscurities will be coming back soon. It's very soon. I'm not going to say a specific time this time, because the last time I did that, it was supposed to be November of last year, and it didn't happen. And I put this really cool picture of me drinking a Crystal Pepsi. Yeah. I made a big deal out of it, and then it just didn't happen. So I'm not going to say when it's coming back. I've unpacked everything, finally, from my kitchen. It's like, the stuff is ready in my fridge. I'm saving up to buy the backdrop stuff that I want, and Edible Obscurities will be back. So, Odle, we just redid your nerd room.
Yeah, I've been in this apartment since, like, the beginning of February, so that's February. So I've been in here 3.5 months, and the most progress I made was, like, getting all of my comics, my boxes in one place, my shelves up.
And you kind of got your trades and stuff.
Yeah, like I got them on shelves. Organized is giving me credit.
If you're just looking at them, you're not getting deep into the, like, oh, is it alphabetical or is it Marvel DC? Yeah, it looks good as it is.
But there was just shit shoved on shelves. There was stuff everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Last weekend was a saving fucking grace.
He called in the cavalry because I love doing this shit. I love doing the organizing and the posing and all the shit. Like, it's one of the reasons I like being such a nerd, is because I get to do that shit with my own shit, and now I got friends asking me to do it too, and I love it.
It's like, he came over, we spent all that time doing it. Everything looks great. I've had these boards that I'm going to make into shelves to line the top of my walls in my room for my Funko Pop figures. So I get one of them up, I get all my Pops on there. Every single one of my Funko Pops fits on this shelf. It's great. It looks awesome.
We even did the math that day, and we knew that they were going to fit great. So we were like,
we measured the board. We measured the Funko Pops. I knew how many would fit on a single layer, and I had 2 layers. It looked great.
And he sent me a picture. It did. It looked really good.
It was awesome. And then a couple days later, I get home from work, and my wife tells me that the shelf fell. And I look in, and my Pops are everywhere. And the shelf is still just kind of dangling from the wall right now. Because one screw went into a stud. One screw on the end, not in the middle, where it would have fucking mattered, went into a stud.
And you know what? I mean, this is not the first time we've dealt with something like this either, because Odle came over to my house to help me with something about a month ago, I want to say. About a month ago, I have this wine rack, and what the theme in most of the places I'd been living in was, we put this wine rack in, diamond shape, up on the wall. This is where I put my trade paperbacks, various books and
books, a couple
toys and shit.
Yeah, a couple of toys and stuff.
And it looked great. I got it up on the wall.
We got it centered, got it leveled, got it enough above his other figures on the shelf below.
And I have a couple shelves surrounding it to kind of
if you're following the Sort of My Comics page, you would have seen his post of how he has some of them set up. The wine rack was positioned right above his Joker figure that was from Arkham
It was
Asylum?
the Joker statue from Arkham Origins. Yeah. Now, we got this thing up on the wall, and it was holding. We did, we shook it. We did the pound test and everything. It seemed like it was holding. And I got all my trades and books and stuff up there, and I did it again, and it didn't budge. Well, about 10 a.m., because 10:30 was my alarm, 10 a.m., I wake up to a loud crash, and I'm watching the fucking thing fall. And I'm so tired, and it just immediately pissed me off that I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I went right back to sleep for a half an hour. But when I got up and I checked the damage, some the spines on my trades were kind of impacted a little bit. Not to the point where it's not terrible, but it sucks. Every single Star Wars trade that I have from this new run that's been going on, every single Star Wars trade, the bottom left corner of the back of them are all folded up. But it just sucks. The weirdest kind of cool thing that came out of it is this shelf fell right on that Joker statue, that Arkham Origins Special Edition statue. Not only did it not destroy it, didn't smash in the table on there, didn't smash the Joker or nothing. If it hit anywhere, it hit a couple of the TVs, and all it did was bust out the side of the TVs. They still work, and it looks a little more legit because the TVs look fucked up, which is the theme of the whole thing is he's standing in front of all these trash TVs. If anything, it added character to the statue. Yeah. I mean, I hate that my trades are like that. None of my figures and none of the books really got messed up or anything. Minimal damage. It's just the worst part of it is this cool, fucking awesome shelf that I had on the wall for my trades is now not on my wall. And I had to sacrifice a space on a shelf that I was gonna hook up a VCR and a couple old consoles in the space, and now that's where my trades and stuff are at. But you know who didn't come by to help with the nerd room? Come to think of it, the SMP faithful might have noticed.
There's a voice missing.
There's a voice missing here. Where? Oh, it's Boba Fett.
Oh yeah.
He's not here again. Because he really fucking sucks at scheduling this shit. A little peek behind the curtain. We record these on a Saturday. We upload on Monday. Now my new schedule is going to be having me upload later in the day.
In the day, but still on the
Yeah, it's still going to be on Monday.
Now when do you start that new position?
That's Monday.
Is it Monday?
Yeah. For the people who didn't know, I was working a shift that was
garbage.
I had to leave at 4 to pick up my stepdad, who clocks in earlier than me. So I was getting there an hour and a half before I had to clock in. But yeah, no, but it had me getting off at like 5, 6 a.m., you know, which sucks because, you know, we have a thing in this town called Third Thursday. They do these karaoke nights at Frankenstein's, which is a local bar everyone loves around here. And I've always wanted to go to one of these things. And then there's Final Fridays, and I'm always working Friday. And here's the thing. I remember back when I was like running around partying and shit, at a time I really shouldn't have been. But when I was, everything went down on a Saturday. That's how I remember it. Saturday was the day.
Yeah.
You know? You'd chill out on Friday, you know, because work week is over. You just got off work. You're going to stay home. You're going to watch a movie or something. And because you're going to fucking tear it up on Saturday.
And you recover on Sunday.
You go on Saturday, you recover on Sunday, and then you go back to work Monday. That was the way it was. Now, everything happens on Friday.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck happened, but everything happens on Friday. Well, guess what? Now I can be there. The worst part is I don't even party. I don't gallivant, as it would be said by no one. I don't get around town anymore.
Dude, like my work week.
Yeah.
You want to know what my Friday is? My Friday is Sunday.
Your Friday is Sunday.
I work Wednesday through Sunday. I have Monday and Tuesday off, which don't get me wrong, having Monday and Tuesday off is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 weekdays. Doctors' offices aren't open on the weekends, hardly. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of businesses
you can get
and stuff,
shit done, and because you got shit done, you can still relax at the end of the day.
Yeah, but at the same time, I would kind of like to have one of those, you know, Monday through Friday, 7 to 4.
Yeah,
8
but I mean,
to
at least
5.
you get off around 7 o'clock. I mean, if you really wanted to, like maybe you were jonesing for it, and you're like, Tiff, I gotta do this. I gotta get out there and hang out with the boys on a Friday. You know, like, she probably wouldn't murder you over it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and plus, like I said, I'm not on the party scene anymore. I think, like, if any of us are really, like, in tune to that, it's maybe Bobb.
Yeah.
And even he shows worse for wear on it, like, sometimes, because I was out at Frankenstein's with him on a Halloween once, and, like, Becky was out, like, having the time of her life.
And Bob
but me and Bob were just sitting in the fucking booth like, fuck this place.
Yeah.
It was annoying as shit. But yeah, no, I mean, it's nice to have the freedom to go out and do certain things. Like, at least to know that you can. Like, if something comes across your plate that you're like, you know what, that does sound really cool, I want to go do it. And I mean, nerd things happen on Fridays and shit too. So
well, it's like, you know,
if you really wanted to do something like that, yeah.
If I wanted to, say I wanted to go to TriCon on June 3rd,
right,
I'd have to request that day off. Whereas other people, they have that day off.
That's a little different then. I mean, like, you know,
or like
that's a convention.
If say some people wanted to go to Kings Island Monday or Tuesday, sure.
Now, here's the thing you gotta think of that.
I can't bet on some of the roller coasters.
Here's the world you gotta consider that you're living in that some of us aren't. You got 2 incomes coming in. Tiff works, right?
No.
Oh no? She doesn't have a job? Oh, I thought she had a job.
No, not right now.
She's going back to work though, right?
Yeah, she's gonna be looking into the soon.
Well, you have and you will have.
Yeah.
Some of us have to bust our ass. And I think Bob like has the worst quality. He does fucking concrete and the construction and that shit. And some of us are like busting our ass just to keep it going. Like, whereas you're a little more protected in this. You could take a day off. Like, and even if you couldn't right now, you know that eventually Tiff's gonna get a job.
Yeah.
And you know that, hey, about TriCon time, I could probably take a day off, you know?
Well,
me, I stress the fuck out. Like, I took one of my paid days off of one of my son's birthdays because I schedule them ahead of time, and I scheduled them for both of their birthdays, and I took the one off of Vin's birthday, so I would be paid for Friday because they weren't running Friday. I wasn't gonna get paid for Friday because the whole plant was down. And so I was like, well, fuck that. I need the paycheck.
So that is kind of the cool thing about my job is if I put in for a day off, then usually like my schedule will change a little bit.
Yeah.
To where I still get all of my hours that week. I get the day off that I need.
Yeah.
Whereas, normally my days off are Monday and Tuesday, but say I need June 3rd off. He'll give me that Saturday, maybe that Friday. I'll get Friday and Saturday off that week because our work week goes Sunday through Saturday.
Yeah.
So he generally keeps days off together, but not always.
Speaking of days off, Mother's Day was last weekend, and so I had the days off from the boys. So I was just at home. I was thinking about the same thing. Hey guys, sorry if you're hearing all of that, but we usually keep beer and liquor on during these podcasts.
Look at all the little clicks.
Anyways, I got to watch a lot of movies. And I never get to watch movies like that anymore. I was watching them all day. While I was cleaning, while I was doing this stuff. And then I was posting a lot about them. I got to see a movie that I had heard so many great things about. Ex Machina. Wow. Yeah, it was so good.
Was it?
Have you not seen that yet? Make that a priority. It's an amazing movie, but make it a priority after the girls have gone to bed. You and Tiff sit down. Because Tiffany will like it too. And I posted
You
on
said
Facebook,
it pairs up with the original show, or not show.
No, you might be thinking of something else because this isn't based off of the show. This is an original screenplay.
No, I think I'm thinking of Ghost in the Shell. What was the new one with Scarlett Johansson?
Ghost in the Shell, but I haven't seen that yet.
Oh,
yeah.
Someone was saying it lined up well with the original manga.
I don't. Well, okay. I haven't read the manga. I've watched a lot of the show. Actually, I'm only a few things away from being totally caught up on all the animation. Ghost in the Shell, but no, that definitely wasn't me because I haven't seen that yet. But Ex Machina, what I posted online was that it's gonna be a classic. In 10 years, people will be regarding this as a classic. It was really, really good.
I'll have to check it out.
And there were a few other movies I watched, but off the top of my head, I saw Teen Titans, The Judas Contract. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Really good. And the first half makes me think, okay, well, this is just another good DC animated movie. I'm going to get into it. But, during that third act alone, it's just so strong.
Yeah. Are you talking all the shit with Tara?
Yeah. It's just really good. Can't suggest that one more.
And the thing, okay, when it comes to DC on screen, I'm not going to limit this to just films. DC, I think, needs to hang up their hat with the live action movies. Okay, after the Dark Knight trilogy, everything after that,
and even that ended on a poorer note because not everyone was satisfied.
They could have done a lot better with Bane and everything else that went on.
And beyond just DC movies, the Dark Knight, just in the film world, is considered to be a really strong film. Well, not just a superhero movie, but just as a film.
The Dark Knight was.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight was a solid film. It was great. They could have ended with that. They didn't need to make it into a trilogy.
Nope, not at all. But, they had the trilogy in mind from day one.
Right. So I get that they went forward from that. But if they stopped with the DC live action universe, if they were to just stick with the shows they have on the CW, expand on their shows, expand on their animated universe, do what they're doing with the fucking digital streaming service.
I think we said this on sort of my podcast, and I can't remember exactly which episode it was. If you want to go back,
we've ranted about this a few times.
If you want to go back and listen to them all,
find it, guys. Go back, listen to all of our podcasts.
Comment down below.
Let us know which one it was that we said this on. Okay.
But anyways, we were saying early on that they needed to let their TV shows be a part of the Justice League, this whole universe they're building, because the TV shows work. And at that time, when we were talking about that, I think Batman vs. Superman had still yet to come out, or had just come out.
I think it had just
recently.
come out.
And that was the biggest blow to the DC universe. Because they only had Man of Steel at that point. And Man of Steel, while not great, it's not terrible. I liked the movie. I like it on a lot of notes.
I thought that it was good, but
I thought they could
after
have brightened it the fuck
well,
up a bit.
You've seen the same video I have.
Where someone went in
they
and
mess
touched
with
it.
the collars
Well,
and the hues and everything.
if you
and
also-
it looks like a good Superman
If
movie.
you look at the stills, like the behind the scenes pictures they've taken, in post, they toned down Superman's costume because he had a bright red cape and a like vibrant blue costume.
It's like they put dirt over like the film.
They put effort into making it dark because it seems like
Their
entire
the Dark Knight trilogy.
their
That was,
entire
those dark
set and
people
their
like
costumes were bright and Superman-ish, and then Zack Snyder was like, put a noir tone on it.
that. No, and that's the thing. It's not even a noir tone.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what?
It's one of the Instagram filters for sure.
It's like, hey, you know what? This worked for Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. Those made us some money.
Yeah,
let's
but
do
it's
it to
a whole
these.
different thing. And that's at this point. There's too many things to point out that they need to change or need to stop doing. To the point where you can't even fix these things anymore. You can't just stop doing these 20 things because you started out. DC, Warner Brothers, if you're listening, you started out with like 2 problems. And then you just kept plugging along. You thought you could, you thought you could, you thought you could.
But you couldn't.
You never have reached that precipice, that peak of the mountain yet. And you keep trying. God bless you, you keep trying.
It's like we keep saying, they want to compete with Marvel.
Yeah, but they're so random about it. They had Superman. Okay, you started with Superman. That's how fucking DC Comics really got off the ground anyways.
And they started with a decent guy in the helm.
Did we really need another Batman origin story? No. But that doesn't mean you had to make your next Batman movie Batman vs. Superman. It doesn't mean we couldn't have, gotten to know Jason Todd or Dick Grayson or whichever one of the Robins died. We still don't fucking know. That doesn't mean you couldn't have done your Wonder Woman first. Build towards it. Civil War is in phase 3 of Marvel. You got 8 years of films dedicated towards the build-up to that movie. And even that one's still not critically acclaimed, a lot of fans have a problem with that film. I love it.
I thought it was great. Like, a lot of people say that they prefer Winter Soldier over Civil War.
Yeah, but that's if we're just talking Captain America.
Yeah.
But we've dedicated too much time to this. The point is, DC keeps fucking around, and they need to stop. The only place it's working, their comics are great right now. Their DC animated movies are fucking cool.
They always have been,
and they've even established. They've always have been, even before they started doing this. They've established a DC animated universe.
Yeah,
I think right after Under the Red Hood, which sucks because I really wish Under the Red Hood was a part of that. Yeah, because. Still to this day, I think that's my favorite DC animated movie.
Is it because of who does the voice?
No, not entirely. It's got a great voice cast. We've got you got Jensen Ackles doing Red Hood, and you've got Neil Patrick Harris as Nightwing. I think it's got the same Batman as the DC animated universe does now. So, and he's been doing a great job. So it's got a great voice cast, but it was just
not Kevin.
So there's that part with him, and he's got the Joker at gunpoint. He's like, Batman, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
It's me or him.
Yeah, it's me or him. You should have chose then. I'm giving you a chance to choose now.
Yeah,
and it's so powerful.
That is still one of my favorite DC animated
He's
movies.
not. He has that line. He's like, I'm not talking about Two-Face or Penguin or anything like that. Just him. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that movie again. Why I don't already own that?
I don't own it, but I have procured it.
You need it. You need to own it.
I have procured it.
That's one of the ones
through. That's definitely one of the ones I want to own. And the thing is, ever since I got Bad Blood. Bad Blood was the first Blu-ray combo pack I got with the little figure in it. I can't buy them any other way now. I need all of them.
No. Well, do they do that for every single one? No.
Now they do.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's why, like, okay, so for Bad Blood, it was the Nightwing figure. That's what spawned it. But they put another one out that had Damian, and I can't remember. I think it was Justice League versus Teen Titans.
Okay.
It had...
That makes sense.
It had Damian.
Because Damian was kind of the star of that one.
Yeah. And I kicked myself for not getting it because I had it in the cart, and I was going to try it. I'm like,
well, it seems like you've
really
already broken the mold. Like, what? Like,
once.
You don't have to.
But then
you don't
I got
have
the
to
Justice League Dark. And I still haven't even watched Justice League Dark.
I haven't watched it yet.
But I got the special edition.
I also
one.
have the DC Vixen movie. But this one isn't DC animated.
Is it the CW?
It's part of the CW verse because it features Grant Gustin and Stephen Amell as voices.
And that's the cool thing about anything that's put animated on the CW seed. Yeah. It's all tied into the
soon enough, we're gonna have DC Network.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which
and I'm sure all of that's gonna go on there.
Yeah.
And I don't usually I've found every reason not to get things like WWE Network because I've kind of been wanting. I've been getting back into wrestling a lot lately. But there's things like that. I still don't have Netflix of my own. I use Bobb's. But I have Hulu. I have Hulu. But DC Network, goddamn, I really want to get in on that.
I'm going to get it.
I'm going to wait to see how much it is. Cause
I'll see how much it is. I'm going to cancel my Hulu. Really?
There's a lot of good stuff on it.
There is, but I just don't use it. Like, I used to use it to keep up on the CW shows.
Yeah, one of the main reasons I still have it is my mom has been watching General Hospital forever. Did your mom watch General Hospital? No?
My mom doesn't watch any soap operas.
Okay, my mom has been watching General Hospital for as long as I can remember. And I don't remember if she had been keeping up with it or what, but something came up and she couldn't keep up with it and she was really fucking upset about it. And I was like, hold on, Mama, let me do a quick Google search. So I found that General Hospital was on Hulu. And it's the whole reason I got Hulu. It's for my mom, so she could use it. And then I found out, Flash and Arrow and all of that were on there. And I was like, oh, I can keep up with these. And then all of a sudden they're gone. And I'm like, what? Now they've got some originals.
Well, did you see why the CW shows are no longer on Hulu?
They signed the thing with Netflix, right?
Yeah. The day after a series ends, every episode goes up on Netflix.
Yeah. Which is cool.
It is.
Because we were waiting like 6 months for that season to go up.
And
now, you know what's bullshit though? This tells me that this entire time they could have just uploaded the entire fucking season. But we still had to wait 6 months.
Well, no, because with these shows, the reason that they have these month-and-a-half breaks is because they're filming later parts.
Well, yeah.
They're still getting some parts filmed, caught up, and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, you're saying the day after a season ends, it goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they could have been doing this the whole time. But we still had to wait forever to get the season on Netflix. But yeah, anyways, I got Hulu because of my mom, and now I can't cancel it because of my mom. They have some originals that I'm interested in, and there are some other shows like Last Man on Earth, pretty great. I don't want to say great, pretty good show. I think it's funny.
I've heard about Last Man on Earth. The people that I have been told about it by say that it is a pretty funny show.
Yeah, you should check out. It's only in its 3rd season now, so there's not a whole lot of catching up. It's a 22-minute show, minus ads. And it's a pretty interesting concept. I mean, it's got Will Forte as your lead. That's pretty good reason to start watching it. And they just added Kristen Wiig to the cast. I think at the very end of this season. Anything else you've been watching, man? Like we committed way too much of this to sort of my podcast level shit.
We have.
What else are you watching? I'm watching a shit ton.
We're so behind on stuff, but one of the things we're almost caught up.
You know what the problem
is?
Did you watch
Legion?
Yes. Yeah, I'm caught up on that season.
I am not. I think the last episode we watched was 7. I don't know what they ended this season on.
I think it's 7 or 8.
Okay, like I know I have seen that there are 8 episodes, but that's been like a little while ago.
You caught up on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
What kind of questions that?
I've been thinking about going back and watching a lot of older shows.
Yeah, I actually, one of the shows I want to go back and rewatch is I want to rewatch Family Matters.
Okay.
I want to rewatch. I want to watch some of Fresh Prince.
I want to see every episode of Fresh Prince. I want to see every episode of Married with Children.
Married with Children is one of them.
I've seen every episode of Roseanne. I've seen every episode of That 70s Show. I love that show.
Oh yeah.
Like, I honestly, I could probably say I've seen every episode of That 70s Show at least
3 or 4 times over.
Four times over, at least, because my big ex and we had every season of that show, and it was like our favorite show. We'd put it on to go to sleep. We'd get like 3 episodes in before we'd fall asleep.
Yeah.
So I've seen every fucking episode. Fuck the 8th season. Who the hell thought Randy was a good idea?
Well, it's like I wanna go back. I wanna watch Friends.
I've seen every episode of Friends. Yeah, that's a great show.
Yeah. I feel like when it was on, I was too young to understand anything that was going on, so I didn't really watch it.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit in the 90s, but I was a
now,
kid.
Yeah. And then there's another show that I want to go back and watch, and I have a hard time thinking of the name of it. But I used to, like, it was on Wednesdays, and I used to be...
That narrows it down.
Well, no, the thing, I used to be allowed to stay up the extra half hour.
Was it
to
We
watch
Are VR Trooper C?
No.
Virtual Reality.
God damn it. No, Dark Angel, I think was the name of it.
I remember that being a thing. I don't know anything about it. Like, when I say I remember that being a thing, I just remember there possibly being a show that was named that.
I think that's the name. Like, I'll have to look it up.
You know what I really want to watch? X-Files. Like, I saw a few episodes in the 90s. There was one where there was like she was abducted in a room at some point. I don't know. Point is, don't really know shit about that show, and it seems right up my alley. So
yeah. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I want to go back and I want to watch shows that came out in like the '90s era. Didn't really curtail to us as kids.
And we're coming up on that sweet spot where all, like, for you though, because you guys haven't been keeping up, this is your catch-up spot. For me, where I'm all caught up on like every show that I want to watch, because I watch TV in my car, which is a very stupid idea, I know, but I do it. And we'll let that be in between me and the guy I run into. For me, I'm coming up on that sweet spot where all the good shows are like out of season right now. Like, they're going in, and I can go back and watch it. Which is why I told you I decided I'd start getting caught up on Archer, because I thought the show was over.
No.
And it turns out they're in the 8th season and it's still going.
You also need to watch Bobb's Burgers. You will enjoy
I think I'm caught up on it. That's another show I'll watch on Hulu.
Okay.
Actually, if I'm not, I'm only a few episodes behind. I've been watching SNL too.
Bobb is Archer. Archer is Bobb.
Yeah.
Same voice actor.
Yeah. I know that. His name is like Bill something.
I can't remember.
I'm probably totally wrong about that.
But
I've seen him
someone
in a
told
bunch
me
of
like
stuff.
it floored them when they made the realization that it was the same voice.
Really?
actor.
He does a lot of voice acting. His stand-up is great too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love.
I've been doing a lot of. I've been watching John Oliver and SNL too. Like, they'll pop up on the other shows, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, sure.
SNL and Mad TV are some things like I wanna watch.
Okay.
I saw a clip. It was Stewart bloopers.
No, I will after we hang this up. You wanna watch Mad TV? Because I've been watching a lot of clips on YouTube and shit. After I started listening to 10-minute podcasts with Will Sasso, like I've told you about that before. Yeah. I got back in the mode of it, and I was like, I gotta see some of this old shit. Yeah. Some of it's as great as I remember, and some of it's totally fucking not. I started watching SNL, but not like I was. When they had it on Netflix, they had like SNL of the 70s, and they had every season from the 70s where they started, and they had every season from the 80s, and every season from the 90s and shit. So they don't have all that anymore. And I made it into like 82 back when they did. So I've seen everything from the 70s. I've seen up into 82, and I think that I think they have a couple.
Some of the ones I want to watch some of the ones with Belushi.
Yeah.
Chris Farley.
Now, see, I didn't make it there because that's the 90s.
Yeah. But God,
dude, I love. Oh fuck, Stewart Foley. That was his name. He's like, I'll tell you something. You'll end up in a van down by the river. Oh, I'm fucking terrible at it. But you remember that? He's like, let me tell you where drugs will get you. It'll get you down in a van by the river. And they fucking do the twist and fall into the goddamn coffee table. It was great. He was hilarious. I listened to David Spade's audiobook recently.
Oh.
Yeah.
And,
and he talked a little bit about that. It was mostly like a kind of a fucking novelization of his career, which is actually a lot more interesting than I thought it'd be.
Well, a lot of his career involved Chris Farley, though.
Yeah.
Like, him and Chris Farley were bros.
Okay, no, actually, I mean, he gets back to, like, him living in an apartment where he recants this one night where for a solid 12 hours he heard screams, and he didn't know if it was fucking or fighting, but eventually he was able to fall asleep, and when he woke up, it was over. And he's to this day doesn't know if someone got murdered and stuff. Like, I mean, he's talking, like, back when, like, the first, like, big movie he got, he got $10,000. He was like, okay, and he paid off all these debts, and then he bought this car, not like an amazing car, like I can't remember which one he said, but it was an okay car. It was gonna get him from A to B. It wasn't gonna break down and shit. And then that fucking car got stolen and shit, and he's right back to where he started. He's broke, no fucking car, and all this shit, but he was in less debt. Yeah. So he goes back like well before SNL. That was pretty interesting read. But we're coming up on our time here, and I'm absolutely sure this last half has had to bore somebody. But hey, if you're not bored at this point and you're still listening, thank you very much for listening. Top of the show, we said all that stuff that you can like and follow us on and whatnot. That's all going to be down below in the description of this thing. My name is Vincent Herman, VinTheHuman.
I am James Odle, Alpaspecter.
In the future, you will hear from Bobb Collins, Mr. Boba Fett. And this has been some serious shit. Outro thing, Travis is working on intros and outros for us.
Hey, cue Travis's outro eventually.
Not this time.